Welcome, everybody, to another fabulous edition of Three Geeks Podcast. Jason, Justin, Mike here. Maybe Max will show up. Nobody knows. He's an enigma. But we're here to talk to you guys about the 5 movies that we've watched the most that we love. Not that we've watched the most, but 5 movies we've watched more than 10 times that we love. But how are you guys doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Good.
Fabulous. Tony and I have been playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney on the Xbox because they recently added it to Game Pass. So that's been a lot of fun trying to solve these crimes, and the prosecution in this game sucks. Like nobody's vetted. Nobody's vetted at all.
It's part of the job. Have you ever played what is it, LA Noire or whatever? Like you're a detective?
Dude, I love that game. Mm-hmm. It's the only Rockstar game I've completed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Red Dead guy.
Oh, I love Red Dead. I haven't played all the way through.
Yeah, that's the thing. I always get sidetracked doing other stuff.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
I just like riding around on my horse and killing people. Same thing with Grand Theft Auto. I get very sidetracked in GTA.
Oh, I just like fishing. And when I said other stuff, I don't mean like side missions or anything like that. I just like
you just exist in the world.
Fishing. Yeah. I like the days going by so I can grow up my facial hair and shave it.
Hey man, it's okay to like the simple things in life.
Yeah, it's basically just me.
Good.
Well, everybody, if you guys are watching or listening, hit that subscribe button. You can register to win a copy of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. So, yeah, definitely do that, guys. And also any future giveaways that we may do on the show. So we got Ninja Turtles coming up in a few weeks that we'll be giving away. I can't wait. Cool. I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
Did we send out the other movie we won or we gave away? Did we already send that out?
I'm waiting for the guy to reply back to me. If he doesn't reply back to me in a couple days, then we'll find another winner.
Cool.
But I've left comments on his YouTube page and messaged him on social media, so hopefully we'll hear back shortly. If you guys are watching, please join in the comments. We'd love to interact with you guys. Since, I kind of brought up some new Pepsi flavors the other day, I figured I'd share another one with you guys that is hitting just in time for the holidays, and this is Pepsi Apple Pie.
At this point, they're just making like whiskey mixers, and they're not even lying about it. You know what I mean? Like They're just like whatever.
That's exactly what I went to in my mind. I'm like, this sounds like a mixed drink, honestly, to me. Like I would make this just out of boredom with some Jim Beam and
Now the s'mores ones I don't have any interest in trying. I do like apple sodas though, so I will try this one and see what happens. I'm sure it's not going to be good, but we'll see.
Hopefully, I mean, if it tastes like if it says if it is what it says in the bottle, then you can't be mad at them. Whether you like it is different.
Yeah, I guess. So Justin, I know that you were clamoring for this, and poor Mike. He was looking forward to an animated project from Warner Brothers that got shelved, but it might be happening here in the very near future, which I'll let Mike get into that. But instead, we're getting Urkel Saves Santa, the movie that comes out this week on Max. Justin, I know that you're super stoked about this. And yeah, dude.
I love Urkel. I do love it.
Real. This isn't real. It's real. There's a trailer and everything. I mean, good on you, right? Like, get your money. But who's asking for an Urkel animated special?
I mean, I'm gonna watch it, so they got my money, so that's fair. Is there a villain? Like the Santa Claus looks like a villain, or is that his dad? I can't tell.
That's Carl Winslow.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
like Carl Winslow, but none of the voice actors are back either. Like nobody else in the cast is involved.
Reginald Vell Johnson's not voicing Carl Winslow in this.
Ooh, that's bad.
He voices himself in Invincible. How can he not voice?
That's rough. Apparently, he knows it's gonna be bad. I mean, that probably foreshadows some.
Yeah, it's probably
unfortunate.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine for fans who love Family Matters. I'm sure it's a nice little nostalgia trip. I'm not like you announced it, and I was just like, whatever, fine.
Yeah.
I'm not dismaying it or whatever. I like Jaleel White. He's my Sonic the Hedgehog. So
I like that's where we go to.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
the money, man. That's why you can't hate somebody for making that money, but you guys are not going to get away with not seeing this trailer, so don't worry, Justin.
I was about to say, it's like, yeah, you talk about a
thank you.
trailer, and I'm like, I haven't even watched the trailer, so. But yeah.
There you go, folks.
All right, lay it on me.
They're just running from Urkel.
It's got that,
Yeah.
It's me, Steve Urkel.
Oh, that voice is rough.
I mean, he's older.
Oops.
I thought the voice sounded pretty good, considering how old he is now.
No, totally
Yeah.
fair. Is it really him? If it's really him,
It
I'd
is
give
really
the-
him.
Okay.
It's him.
Cool. Yeah.
What he said.
Maybe there's a way to spread even more holiday cheer.
I still just
Oh,
hear
that sounds
Sonic.
good. Yeah,
I
know
hear
that sounds
Sonic.
good. Yeah, it's fair.
I built something to help spread a little of that holiday cheer. Woo-woo!
Turn him into Ernest, guys. Let's go. Urkel saves Christmas. Urkel goes to jail. Urkel. I guess Medea is kind of the new Ernest, right?
I mean, it's on heavier topics, I think.
Oh, that's not Carl Winslow. That's someone else then.
You built engine-powered reindeer.
So, yeah, it's just him in a solo adventure, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that makes it worse. Half the fun was him annoying the family.
I'd be down for like a Family Matters reboot because I like that cast so much. This doesn't really get me excited. But there's people out there that do. We had a couple comments on my reaction. People are excited about it.
Cool.
I mean, like I said, there's nostalgia for it, obviously.
If you're interested, I'm interested. Hopefully we'll enjoy it.
I'll be interested if Stefan Urkel shows
Oh,
up.
yeah.
And
That's, yeah.
On a city bus.
Or his cousin, Myrtle Urkel.
Huh?
Mad Max.
What's that?
I saw a Mad Max thing.
Yeah, in the recommendation. Yep.
Nice.
I mean,
But
yeah.
also, I don't know if you guys saw, but Pedro Pascal might be Reed Richards, and he is leaving The Mandalorian season 4.
What, did he give a reason, or?
He's busy, man. He's got The Last of Us. Even though anybody that played the game or knows the story knows that he's not going to be in that for very long. But Reed
Spoilers.
Richards probably Marvel. But you know, The Mandalorian was pretty much just voiceover from him. I'm surprised he couldn't like just
Yeah, they can stick anyone in that suit.
yeah.
They,
Yeah,
can
they
get
do.
someone, they can get someone to sound like him too. So it's,
Makes me concerned about the writing or the direction. Maybe he's just not happy with where they're heading with it. But,
No, I saw this coming. They've already started the shift into the I don't know her name, the other Mandalorian that Bo-Katan. They've already done that switch. She's going to take over as the lead Mandalorian on the series.
Fair enough. She's a likable character. So.
I like him as Reed Richards. I think that's a fun casting.
I thought Jim from The Office, I'm spacing on his name. I think he'd be a good Reed Richards too.
He was Reed Richards, but no, that was just fun, winking. But they never actually intended to use him. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is.
Yeah, whatever. Sure. Pedro Pascal for Reed Richards. That's fine.
yeah,
But I would like to see
whatever.
new actors get out there, though. I feel like we're recycling the same faces over and over again, which is Hollywood's quirk in general. But it'd be nice to get some new blood in there.
It's all fine.
Well, the other cast, like the other rounding of castings, are a bunch of lesser known people.
Okay, cool.
I don't have them in front of me, or I would.
I did like that. Basically, like, who's the guys directing it or writing it or whatever said he's going to be pulling from is "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia."
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
nice.
the guy who does
And so
Always
then
Sunny.
they cast like "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia" cast.
If Danny DeVito's not just like a reckless character in this show, that'd be great. Be awesome.
That'd be funny. Mike, tell us a little bit about this HBO Max movie, because you know more about it, a little bit more than we do.
Oh, Coyote versus Acme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I believe it was based off of like this short humor essay that a guy named Ian Fraser wrote like many years ago. I have it in like a collected book that he wrote. And it was a really funny like little section about basically Wile E. Coyote taking the Acme company to court over all their failed products and so
That's
forth.
awesome.
And yeah, and I don't know if that's what this movie was 100% based off of, but the idea is still the same. Like, it's about Wile E. Coyote taking Acme to court over their failed inventions. It was supposed to be like a return to form for like live action animation hybrid movies. Like, people were comparing it to being like a worthy successor to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And yeah, that thing that Zasloff, the asshole, said he wouldn't do anymore with the tax write-off stuff. Guess what? Tax write-off. Yeah, he did. And so there was enormous backlash on that, and people were like, involved in the cast and the crew were like legitimately crushed by this. The director was crushed. The editor, I follow the editor on Twitter, and yeah, he said like nothing but the nicest things about the cast and crew, and the effects reel, or not the effects reel, but like the stunt reel that showed like the practical effects of like Wile E. Coyote crashing into stuff, except he wasn't there because, you know, he wasn't animated at the time. You know, that got released and people were like, oh, this looks like a return to form for like live action hijinks. And apparently it got good test screenings. Like, people were really positive about it. And it was actually like a cheaper movie for them. So this could have easily recouped its budget. So yeah, backlash happened, and I guess they opened up the option again for it to be picked up by another studio or by another company to release for distribution. So we'll see. Maybe Amazon will roll with it, because Amazon has some. They did that. They're doing this Batman holiday special thing or whatever.
Okay.
And so, you know, they're just looking for someone to buy the rights to it so they can distribute it now. So, guess what? Yeah, being vocal once again proves to have a. Yeah, keyboard's very loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Sorry, we just got the. I was like, thoughts. But yeah, no, I'm curious to see it happen. Just because I don't like watching creative people languish in their work not getting its proper due simply for shrill business practices like that. Especially when earlier this year, Zasloff was like, yeah, we're not going to do any more tax write-off stuff. But clearly, the strike left a sour taste in his mouth.
Yeah,
well, I mean, the strike price.
It was some petty bullshit shit.
Probably. And the thing that surprised me, see, test screenings don't mean anything to me because Batman v Superman got a standing ovation supposedly at their test screening. But the fact that James Gunn was involved, and Warner Brothers has been trying so hard, it seems, to make him happy with, you know, running DC and stuff, like to shelve his project, especially when the last project him and John Cena did so good. I don't understand. I don't get it. I agree with Mike. I think anything that is made should be released, because it's hard to make a movie. Like, we know from interviewing everybody, like anybody who gets to put a movie on screen, whether it's good or bad, their project deserves to be seen, because, you know, there's an audience out there for everything. Even Freddy Got Fingered has an audience. You know what I mean?
Yep. And that's also the reason why I hate the other thing that they do, which is remove whole series or whole movies out of their database just because they're like, we don't want to shell out the extra few bucks to keep the.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. Like, you could have such a good catalog of stuff to go to. And
so many actual legit like classics and like good films just lost to time because, you know, because these streaming. That's the problem with the streaming service model, is that we're becoming so overly reliant upon it for all of our needs, that in terms of our entertainment, that on a whim they could infinity snap half of their stuff away if they deem it, you know, this isn't financially viable for us anymore, and then where are you left with because you didn't get a physical copy of the thing for yourself. That's why I'm all about physical media for stuff that at least matters to me or that I find enjoyable or engaging, because I'm like, yeah, I can go to Amazon or Max for this right now, but it doesn't guarantee it's going to be
You have no
there.
guarantee.
Yeah.
That's my concern with Steam. Like I go back to this every once in a while because like I have a lot of money invested in my Steam account, and like if Steam ever decided to go belly up or decided to take a pivot, like I'm out quite a bit of cash, and I think a lot of folks are too. Like it's a rough concept or thought.
Yep. And also, again, this is coming back into the strike stuff, is that you're dicking people out of residuals by doing that type of stuff. So it's
guys. Physical media. I'm a huge physical media person. If there's something that I like, I buy it. The one I bought more recently because I really liked Loki on Disney Plus, and they finally released it on Blu-ray. I know if Disney Plus ever goes away, it's gone. But luckily, they limited released, some copies on physical media, so I grabbed one because, like Mike said, this stuff can disappear, especially the exclusive stuff. If there's a streaming exclusive that you enjoy and it comes out on streaming, pick it up because you may never see it again.
Well, they've done that with a bunch of Disney stuff already. Like they had, I forget what the movie was. It was by a direct. Oh, Julia Hart did a movie for Disney Plus. It was on for like 2 months and then immediately left. Apparently, it was like a musical film or something. I didn't get. I don't have Disney Plus, so I didn't see it. But I've liked the director's other works, and it pained me a little bit that like even though it probably wasn't going to be my cup of tea or my demographic, it's like you gyp people out of something that they could have legitimately enjoyed.
Right.
100%. My daughter and I both really liked Mighty Ducks Game Changers. It's off Disney Plus. They just removed it after they canceled it, so now you can never watch it again. And we liked watching it. We watched it a couple times.
And even on Netflix, they canceled. It was Bone and something like that. There was a series on Netflix that got canceled. I don't know if you've interviewed anybody from it or not, but I know you've interviewed Lock and Key people. But
yeah,
there was
Leah Jones is coming back, guys, very soon.
Cool. That's great. I just learned that Carnival Row got canceled. I was so bummed about that. I liked that universe they built in that show. I mean, regardless, but it's unfortunate.
No, it's just I don't know. It was great when it was like a big boom of like the streaming wars or whatever, and I remember the rush it was to be like, oh, I can binge a whole season of like a show, and it's not like a 22 episode season. It's got its own self-contained arc. That's a cool idea, great idea, but I think we've reached the glut. We've reached kind of that point where everyone's kind of thinking, okay, that was it.
If there's $1 to be made, it'll be ruined at some point. Like it's just a matter of when, not if.
Yeah, it's once the company is like, oh, this is working. We'll keep pushing this, then add infinitum and.
Right. Totally agree. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I mean, hopefully, Coyote versus Acme gets its due.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's gonna pick it up, especially after all the backlash.
And it's very different from the Batgirl, because I know Batgirl wasn't even technically finished at that point, but Coyote versus Acme was in the can essentially, and it was.
So was the sequel to Scoob that was supposed to come out last year.
That was the other. Yeah, that was the other one that was shelved.
Now they're pushing to get their movie released. They should. You should release the movie.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that you're going to make less money releasing it than if you released it.
What they need is clearly the I don't give a crap mentality of Sony, because Sony's like, I know no one's asking for these non-Spider-Man spider films, but we're gonna push them.
Yeah,
you're getting them.
The only non-Spider-Man series that's doing well is Venom. Like everything else has flopped.
Well, yeah, that's right. Non-Spider. I was about to say Spider, but that is Spider-Man. Yep. Venom's doing well. And that's the thing is, again, the corporation was like, we'll lean into the joke with Morbius, and that didn't do them any good. But I mean, they still put out Morbius, so
they tried,
and they'll charge ahead with this Kraven the Hunter. And I told you in the chat, I am legitimately curious about Madam Web a little bit, just because serial killer Highlander Spider-Man character or whatever.
Yeah, it sounds super cool.
I'm like, it's got like spider people in it. It's got like Spider Woman, Spider Girl. Like at least there's spider people. I've heard that Venom was pushed back because they're adding Andrew Garfield to the movie. That is a pretty significant rumor floating around the internet. I like Andrew Garfield. Bring him back as Spider-Man, even if it isn't a Venom movie. I don't care.
I just put Andrew Garfield in more stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be Spider-Man. Just let him do stuff.
I haven't really seen him in much stuff. I really enjoyed that war movie he was in, where he
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah,
You should watch him in the Social Network.
Oh yeah,
He's really good in the Social Network.
He
and
did
Silence from Marty Scorsese.
He did the one about the guy who did Rent. I think that came out this
Tick,
year,
Tick,
or
Boom.
late last year.
Yeah, he was nominated for that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Tick, Tick, Boom. Yeah.
I think he's multiple nominated Academy Award. Yeah,
it's good.
Very good. Very good actor. There's a deleted scene from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 where his dad confronts him at the end of the movie in the graveyard, and his emotion in that scene is so good. Like, they didn't know what they had. They didn't deserve him as Spider-Man. The dude is such a good actor.
The story could have been better.
Yeah.
the plan could have been better.
Yeah, those movies did not fail because of Andrew Garfield.
No, he's the least of those films' issues.
No, he's one of the best parts of those movies. Max is asking for a link. I guess better late than ever, right?
I'm happy to have him.
Sure.
Yeah. Right as we get into our top 5. What are you guys watching right now? Anything cool, fun?
I just ran through Gen V. If you like The Boys, you'll like Gen V. It's a lot of fun. It's like a stopgap between seasons for them. It's You don't really follow the main cast, so it's basically The Boys College edition.
I've just been going through my whole back catalog. I keep adding stuff to my view lists and all my different services. That's the other thing too, is there's so much on there that I know I'm probably not gonna get to all of them. But I watched The Killer, the David Fincher film. I thought it was good. I mean, Fincher hasn't steered me wrong yet. It's not one of his better ones, but it's good. It's pretty fun. And
So Max,
I watched a whole bunch of older Kurosawa films and things like that. So
I picked up Casablanca on 4K. I've never seen the movie. It was Black Friday specials have started.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to watching. Black and white movies in full HD are beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I think I actually watched Casablanca for the first time like 3 years ago. Like weirdly, it was like on at like 2 or 3 in the morning or something like that. I caught it somewhere. Like,
good picks. Good. I watched. I was telling you guys about it. Ikiru from Akira Kurosawa. It's like I cried like 10 times during that movie. I was like, "Yep." This says
right
feels.
in the feels. Yeah, right in the feels.
I'm picking up 2001. This is on sale also on 4K. Grab that.
You're planning on putting John to sleep,
No kidding. It's the longest nap ever for Orlando.
or you're planning on John to? You're gonna ambush him on that on a movie night. Be like, "Guess what we're watching?" He'll be like,
just start it up.
It's gonna go right into the shelf of hated movies.
Oh, did you not like this film? I'm so sorry.
I'll go. Don't worry. I'll go.
All beloved movies John hates. Pretty much any movie Mike likes, John hates.
So I know this is kind of cheap. I've been talking about like the corporations are to blame. Barnes and Noble has the 50% off Criterion sales, and so I picked up with some stuff. Orson Welles' The Trial, so friggin' good. It is insane. Anthony Perkins from Psycho's in it, and yeah, like
I saw that as soon as I saw Anthony Perkins next to your recommendation. I'm like, all right, added to the list.
And then After Hours from Martin Scorsese. I finally watched that, and I'm like, I'm in love with that film a little. I'm always in love with stuff I pick up on the half off sale, but like, no, New York. He got the hustle and bustle of New York in the '80s.
Did we ever talk about The Lure? You watched that, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched
The
The Lure.
Swedish
I liked it.
Little Mermaid musical.
Yeah, you recommended that one to me. I was like, yes, hell yeah, accurate. The Little Mermaid.
Oh God, how horrible!
I mean, it's depressing.
Yeah.
It's depressing in the end because The Little Mermaid doesn't end on a happy note typically, and very realistic fish anatomy.
The whole point of The Little Mermaid is like, don't leave your house, right? Like that's like the point. Like don't go to the new area. Like it wasn't like a cautionary tale of like, don't.
Yeah, everybody for years. Just don't leave your house. It's fine.
It's a cautionary tale. It's a cautionary like, yeah, don't trust your heart to anybody because in the end she turns into sea foam. In the actual, Hans Christian Andersen tale, it's not a happy one.
Yeah. Well, a lot of those stories aren't.
So, Justin and I had a first that happened to us on one of our interviews. So we signed in to do the interview. Guy gets on, and he goes, "Guys, I don't think I can do this." And we're like, "Why?" He's like, "I locked myself in my bathroom."
Happens.
You locked yourself in your bathroom?
He's living his best life in the bathroom.
So the lock broke after he had locked himself in the bathroom. Like, I got to do this podcast. Let me take this dump real quick. Don't want the roommates coming in, and then it's like, okay, now I'm stuck.
For the record, he implied that he had some medical stuff going on because there was like a 12-week recovery thing. He had to figure out. So
okay.
Like there's more to that story, but his internet was real bad, so I don't really know what the story was.
Well, all the best in that case.
Yeah,
Jeez.
You're right. Yeah.
You were setting this up to be like weirdo. What a weirdo. No, all the best.
Yeah.
Man, I hope you're all right, whoever you are.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Wow. All right. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
Unless that was just a made up story to try to get out of the interview.
Right. I mean,
there's easier ways to get out of interviews.
But no, I appreciate that. Like, hey, you know what? I'm locked in my bathroom. There's nothing I can do.
That's some true yes and improv skills right there. Can't make the interview tonight. Darn it, jiggled the handle. I'm locked in my bathroom.
Justin said at the end, he's like, at least this guy showed up even to tell us that he couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We get a lot of no shows. Like, we'll be sitting in a room for like 10 minutes because we get a lot of interview offers, and Justin and I, we tend to take them all.
Now, I don't do a lot of interviews, but every now and again I will be called upon to do an interview, and even then there have been some no-call, no-shows. Like, I mean, the rare chance that they got me on an interview and the person just doesn't show up.
Unless it was some sort of Andy Kaufman performance shtick where he was just like, that's the whole bit. It's like, oh gee, wish I could do this interview, and then
those guys just didn't get it. Like we hung up, and he was like, they didn't get it.
It's like, hidden genius.
But
all right, guys, we're gonna get into our top 5 movies we've seen more than 10 times that we love, and I'm gonna start off with Justin. Which Lord of the Rings is your number 5?
My Lord of the Rings is much higher on my list. Thank you. But no, my first one, and it's only because I road showed this movie because I was a dumb high schooler. But Beer Fest. I literally brought people to my house to force them to watch this movie. And I'm not one of those guys, but I was just like, "Hey, this made me laugh a lot, and I need you to come watch."
You didn't have your own glass boot?
Oh no!
And do the whole gotta turn it this angle.
You gotta turn it.
I feel like I know that Kyle. I feel like he's someone I know.
Kyle, Justin's all of our heroes.
I feel like if you weren't Kyle, so. But that's awesome.
What about you, Max?
Justin is the man. Check out the Justin's the game. All right, so my number 5 is this is like a tie. So I've got 2 here, and they're weirdly, I don't know why they're both in the same slot, but here we go. I'm gonna say Jurassic Park first. I've seen the movie so many times, and it's still good. Turns out when you do something well, it holds up. So, Jurassic Park, but then also Road Trip.
I do love Road Trip. That's a good one. I could watch that probably at all times.
Did I go with one of you guys to watch Road Trip in the theater? I can't remember.
It wasn't me.
I was like, I went with somebody in high school to watch Road Trip.
I had a 5-disc. My prized possession at one point in time in my life was a 5-disc DVD changer.
I know, that's so awesome.
Road Trip, for some reason, had a permanent spot in there. Like, I had a 4-disc DVD changer and Road Trip.
I'm not going to say the other movie that I think was in that because I'd probably be on your list, but I'll ask you at the end if it doesn't show
Oh, no, go
up.
ahead and ask. Like, what I have to know now. What do you think?
Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. I remember.
Oh, yes, that
we
was
watched
yes.
that movie 375 times a day, or as many times as you could watch that movie in a 24-hour process for like a month and a half. Max
that movie. I've almost seen that movie as many times as Jason has seen Ace Ventura.
Wow,
That's
Wow.
impressive.
Maybe more.
that is
A lot.
impressive.
No, I there's no way that anyone could have seen a movie than you've seen Ace Ventura. But like
In
close.
the ballpark. Yeah.
Close.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
All right. Well, since Max already talked about it, like it's on my list. I didn't really rank these. Because I can't remember, exactly how many times I've seen. But yeah, Jurassic Park is definitely on my list because I was so obsessed with dinosaurs when I was younger, and I got prepped for this movie when I heard like, oh my gosh, they're gonna create like as realistic dinosaurs as possible for the time and stuff. I read the novel ahead of time, and I was expecting something grislier, I guess.
Yeah.
Because the novel doesn't pull punches.
No, the novel is brutal.
It's brutal. But then when I got to the movie, I mean, I was thoroughly impressed with the movie I got. That whole summer, I went at least, it had to have been at least 10 times I went to the theater to watch it. And another movie on here I've watched many times in the theater I'll mention later. But yeah, Jurassic Park was my jam and still is my jam. I got the steel case here.
Yeah, it actually has a Magic tie-in. The newest set of Magic the Gathering has like 15 Jurassic Park tie-in cards.
That's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, the best one is I can't ever remember what it's actually called, but it's didn't say the
yeah.
Nedry.
Right? Yeah.
Wayne Knight. Nice.
But yeah, it's great. So like I've actually been meaning to watch Jurassic Park again, like recently, just because the Magic has got me thinking about it. But yeah, no, it's so good. It was so well done.
I might watch it tonight after I come home from the bar.
I had a friend's mom who every Sunday she watched Jurassic Park, like religiously. It was just like a church. Jurassic Park.
I totally get it.
I don't know if I've told this story before. My mom almost choked my brother to death in the theater because she was sitting in her lap and she would get so scared that she would like clutch it. So my brother's got PTSD from this movie.
Oh man. One of my best theater experiences was the 3D re-release of Jurassic Park, and it was because I was the only one in the theater, so I was like right smack in the center of it all. 3D glasses on. 3D was actually really good for the reissue of it, but I was like, this is what the theater experience should be.
Me
and nobody else with a movie that I love.
That's incredible.
Giant screen, nobody else.
Perfect.
All right, so my list is all the movies you could put on. If I'm having a bad day, just pop one of these on and you could put me in a better mood. My number 5 is Star Trek 2009. I have watched this movie so many times. I love it. This movie got me to fall back in love with Star Trek. Kind of fallen out after, the Next Gen last couple movies. I saw those in theaters with a Mitt and Tam. They weren't great. So I kind of just fell off Star Trek, even though I kept saying, I like Star Trek better than Star Wars, but I hadn't actually watched Star Trek in a while until this came out. Dude, it's so good. The cast is so good. They do the roles. They make them all their own in a very good way. I like
you like
Chris
Star
Pine
Trek more than Star Wars, but you picked the most Star Wars Star Trek that there ever was.
I mean, I think it holds up. It's definitely the J.J. Abrams movie that I feel still holds up for me.
Right.
That one and Super 8 are two that I really like.
Oh yeah, Super 8's good. He directed that one too?
Yeah.
I thought that was Spielberg.
He did. Okay. No. I mean, he's clearly Spielberg inspired. But
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, those two still hold up for me. I mean, I like his other stuff fine. Mission Impossible 3's okay. But yeah, Star Trek.
The second Star Trek, and I like Beyond, but that one I've watched so many times. Anytime I'm having a bad day. And I can't wait to talk about my next movie because
I think Beyond is my favorite out of all those.
Oh,
I really like the dynamic of the like groups that ended up together. Like I thought that was
Beyond is my favorite of the what's it called? The Kelvin timeline? Is
the Abrams verse?
The Abrams verse. But he didn't direct that one. I'm just saying overall, his first Star Trek is one of his more solid films as a director. I feel
the guy who did Fast and Furious 3, 4, 5, and 6 did
Beyond.
Star Trek Beyond.
Oh, okay, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Beyond is the best film from that series.
Yeah.
The first Star Trek is Abrams' best film, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, like, yeah, without the Abrams first one, we're not getting to the third one. So, like, any kudos given on Beyond has to be, a little bit of tip of the hat to the first one at least. So,
I remember.
I like that one too, but I like Beyond the best.
After not seeing Max for a while, like we talked to Star Trek. Like this was before I think Into the Darkness came on. He's like, I really like that last Star Trek movie. And I'm like, really? Because he was never like a Star Trek guy like the rest of us were.
No, I was more of a hater. I know. It's hard to believe.
No.
You know.
Well, I never.
It's but it was good. It was good stuff. So, and Thor was in it.
True.
That is true.
What about you, Justin? What's your 4?
Number 4. My number 4 was Beetlejuice.
Good movie.
I watched that that was like my Shawshank as a kid. Like I would grab my dad and we would sit on the couch and just watch. Like no matter when it was on, I'd be like, "Hey, Dad, we're watching Beetlejuice." Like, all right, we're watching Beetlejuice.
Okay. So your dad really liked. I was like, that was my Shosh. I'm like, how so, Justin?
Okay, I can explain because I didn't connect the dots well. So like for a lot of folks in my family, if they see Shawshank on, they're gonna sit down and watch Shawshank, no matter if you're in the middle of it, if you're at the end of it, if you're just starting it. You're watching Shawshank until that thing is over.
Okay.
That was like for me as a kid, it's Beetlejuice. I was like, if that's on, I don't care if we're in the middle.
I guess also like Shawshank. If you leave it, you'll feel depressed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Fair. I did not extrapolate that saying very well for you.
You spend so much time watching Beetlejuice, you don't know what the world is like outside of Beetlejuice.
Have you seen the worms?
Get busy dying or get busy at showtime.
I'll see you in hell. But yeah, Beetlejuice is my number 4.
Busy dying or it's showtime.
Lydia Dietz crawled through a river of shit.
That's not a matchup I thought I wanted, but I won it.
Oh my goodness.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh, awful.
Everyone's really good in that movie. I really like everyone. Catherine O'Hara, even the really bad dude is good in that movie, and I hate that he's good in that movie.
Yeah,
I hate that he's in so many movies that I like. It makes me so mad.
It's so frustrating. I mean, it's the spacey thing too. Right. It's like
it's just like
great talent, but god damn it, you're a creep.
Piece of shit. Like, if you could have only just been even slightly less shitty, that would have been great.
What blows my mind is knowing that he's so creepy, they still put him in stuff. Like he was in.
Well, I mean, but back then it was, it wasn't. Wasn't a deal. Like, it wasn't an issue.
Well, when was he convicted after Deadwood?
I don't know. I think that was after. I think Deadwood was after. At least the Deadwood movie, I believe, was after. Because Deadwood movie was in 2019, I think.
Well, needless to say, probably a lot of people didn't hang around with him on set.
Alec Baldwin?
All right, my number 4.
Oh, boy.
My number 4 is Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yay.
All of you motherfuckers are gonna pay. You are the ones who are the ball lickers. There's. I could quote you any Jay rant right now. You can put me on the spot and I will know it. I have seen that movie 800,000 times. I think it is the best of the Askew-verse. It didn't get any better than that, and that's my favorite Kevin Smith movie.
I'm sad to say that movie was my gateway to Purple Rain.
Hey man,
I had never seen Purple Rain until I watched Jay and Silent Bob. I'm like, what is this movie they're talking about with Morris Day and the Time? This
God!
What a wild sentence.
That is amazing. I applaud you, sir. I applaud you. I've yet to see Purple Rain, and I love Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Purple Rain's fun. The music's good.
Yeah, it's Prince, right? Like, let's go.
But yeah, Morris Day and the Time. Oh my god! And also, like, a lot of people in it that were soon to be like hitting it big. Like, I don't even think Will Ferrell was that big yet.
I think he was the start. The beginning of.
Yeah.
Like, people would like had definitely seen him on some Saturday Night Live stuff.
Shannon Elizabeth and Sean William Scott being in it, like that was American Pie era.
Yeah,
stuff, so they were kind of at the peak of stuff. I'm trying to remember a whole bunch. Like he crams cameos.
Diedrich Bader's in it. Freaking Judd
Nelson.
Yeah, Judd Nelson's in it. Freaking of course Ben Affleck, Matt Damon,
Chris Rock, NWP.
It's solid, and it's great. I love it.
Mark Hamill. People never thought would be in a raunchy comedy too.
Mark Hamill
and Carrie Fisher. I just realized in that one scene, The Rules of the Road.
Yep.
Speaking of Mark Hamill, he was great in The Fall of Usher, The House of Fall.
Oh yeah,
Usher. He's great.
He's really good in that. Yeah, watch The Fall of the House of Usher. Yeah. Only on Netflix.
Mike Flanagan, who's coming to Whorehound in Cincinnati. I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet him.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm opting out of going to Columbus Galaxy Con because I'm going to save my money to go to Whorehound so I can meet Mike Flanagan because that dude makes good TV and movies.
Dude makes good TV.
What about you, Mike? What's your number 4? Yeah, she's going to be there too.
Nice. My number 4. This is the one I was talking about. I've seen as many times in the theater as I saw Jurassic Park. Spider-Man, the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I saw it the night it came out, the midnight showing in Athens, Ohio. I was loaded. And I didn't remember a thing about it, but I know I went to the movies. And so the next morning, I'm like, I'm going to get another ticket. And so I went back to the movie theater, hungover, and watched it again and remembered it a little bit better. But that was one of the first like superhero films. This was before I had my superhero like let's not do any more of these mentality. Like that really switched things on for me. I was like, yep, I get it. I like what you do, Sam. I liked Army of Darkness, and I like Darkman, and I like this. So
you sound so distraught. Like
I like 2 a lot better than I like the first one.
2. Oh no, yeah, 2 I think is like story wise and character wise far more solid. But there was something about that first film that I don't know why I just kept finding myself going back to the theater to watch it again.
I know why, because like it's like they can make superhero movies like this. Because Blade. We had Blade prior to Spider-Man. I think it was
Blade is so good.
Blade is awesome, yeah.
And you're like, wow, they can make superhero movies like this because what we got before that was not the greatest, but we went anyway.
For the first X-Men was but also like it was almost Blade. Can fit into a kind of a different style than what we think of as a flashy comic book character because he's a vampire hunter, so he can be leather jackets and dark. The first X-Men movie, we're going to have leather jackets and be dark. Then Spider-Man is just here, and it's like, hey, I'm in a red and blue leotard, and I'm not ashamed of it. So
we've got William Dafoe in a Power Rangers mask, and we're not ashamed of it.
Yeah, it's like, look at how goofy the villain looks when he tries to be casual in this costume. We don't care. We love it.
But out of the costume, he's frightening.
Yeah, he's more terrifying outside of the costume.
Yep,
so.
The classic Weird Al line from the Spider-Man song parody he did. He's wearing that dumb Power Rangers mask, but he's scarier without it on. They even give credence to that in the last Spider-Man movie where there's like, you know what, we're not putting.
Don't put him in the mask. Just let him be bug-eyed. That's all you need. How do I feel about? Here's how I feel about Spawn, the 1997 film. Yeah. I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine for what it was. Michael Jai White is solid as Spawn. John Leguizamo is chewing scenery left and right as Clown. The effects haven't aged that well, but that's fine.
Oh god, the effects are
That's my
awful.
my big complaint are the effects and the lighting. If I remember right, it was so dark, it was hard to even follow a lot of like some of the cinematography. But maybe that was by design.
The HBO animated series is way better.
Way better. I want them to finish that. It was so good. I watched it recently. It was really
one of the videos that's doing really well on my website, youtube.com/MikeMcGTV, is my Spawn video essay. So you should check that out.
Make it do better.
Make it do better. Algorithm.
This next movie I used to watch every night before I went to bed. Netflix recently made an anime of it, and I started it last night. I am on episode 2, and it takes a complete turn as to you think the story's going one way, and then it completely shifts somewhere that I did not expect it to go. And I've read the comics and seen the movie, and it is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I love this fucking movie. The anime so far is fantastic on Netflix. If you guys get a chance to check it out, they brought the original cast back. They're all like in it to win it. You could tell. And I love it. I love that they're all back too. And Chris Evans as Lucas Lee, still one of my favorites. Kieran Culkin as the roommate.
Yeah,
really shines, especially in the anime. Like I didn't talk about it prior to the show because at the beginning of the show because I was going to talk about it now. But guys, this is good, and if you love this, go watch that anime because it just expands. And like I said, it takes a left turn. I hope that it divvies back, but it's still a really good left turn, and I'm down for it. And I love everything Scott Pilgrim. I'm just glad I get more in this world.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim's a lot of fun. I like the like that they bring like video game stuff into. It's like this world where it's like video game rivalries and things like that happen, and all the onomatopoeia and everything. Like that's a solid film. For
it's my favorite non-video game movie.
Doom.
That's your number 3, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. Surprise. Doom. No, my number 3 is my favorite Adam Sandler movie, which is Waterboy.
Oh, good one.
Dude, I watched that movie so much. I remember I was on a trip to Tennessee with some family members, and we had to like strap. This is back when we had a VHS of the movie. We just strapped like one of those VHS TVs to the backseat of a van, and I just replayed that movie like 6 times. However long it takes to go to Indiana, Tennessee. It's how much time I watched that movie. But so good.
What year did that come out?
I don't know. I forget. Look,
yes, I agree, Jennifer. Definitely did. Lots of interesting
1998.
characters.
98.
That's right.
What a good year.
I remember sophomore year, everyone was quoting that movie.
Yep. I remember yesterday I was quoting that movie.
Anytime someone mentions Gatorade, I'm like, water sucks.
There's a commercial right now with the Waterboy character.
Good. More of it, please. Waterboy 2.
I mean,
aggressive alligator.
I'm down for it. Like, I think Sandler could pull off a Waterboy 2. I would.
It's just the longest yard.
That's fair. That's fair.
You just think of that as a natural continuation of his character, of course.
Give us a quarterback for whatever reason.
Hi, Max.
Oh shit! How do I always forget when it's my turn? All right. The Cowboy Bebop movie is my number 3.
That's
if
a nice
you've
one.
not seen the animated Cowboy Bebop feature-length movie, it is pretty solid. I like the villain. The animation is on par, as the cartoon. The music is still awesome. It's Cowboy Bebop, and you get like an hour and a half of it.
Question for you, Max, because
Yes,
I too have watched the Cowboy Bebop movie many times. Not as many as the ones on my list, but there has been a theory going around that the whole movie is actually spoilers, Spike's near-death experience.
I'm out. I'm sorry, my internet was acting weird.
I lost
you at.
He doesn't believe you. He doesn't believe
I lost you at the hole.
It's
That's what both people
there's
get lost at is the hole.
yeah, apparently.
I'm done. I quit. I'm done.
I can't find it. It's dark.
Well,
all right. Sorry. Say what
We
you.
have to
Please repeat what you said.
train back on the tracks. So there's a theory going around that the whole movie is Spike's near-death experience. Like it's a scenario he's built up because the villain kind of, sort of, has a lot of parallels to him, but also comes out,
Yeah,
comes
it
out of
could
nowhere.
be. Like I'm willing to hear that argument. I don't think so. I like it kind of better, just like as another adventure that they are on.
Right before the last episode, yeah.
Yeah, but sure, why not? Like, okay, like I'm down. Like, let's do that.
I didn't know if you'd heard of that or not. Like, a lot of people are like,
oh yeah, like this is what sure, fuck it. Why? Okay, awesome. It's like there's no way to prove or disprove that. So, but it doesn't. I don't feel like it hurts the idea of it, or it hurts anything that goes down. Weirdly, my favorite little moment in that is when the little computer hacker dude in the arcade,
Sporky Donkey.
Yes. And then he's got his little hacker thing is 2 keyboards that he's using on his fingers, and he's got here, and he hits all the buttons like that. He holds it in his hand. It's like a little round thing. I was like, that is so friggin' cool. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why that's my favorite thing, but yeah, Sporky Donkey is.
You shouldn't have incurred the wrath of Sporky Donkey.
Yes, best thing out of that movie.
And they have something that I guess we have now coming to us, which is the instant udon noodles. You just pull the string and it instantly heats. Which, did you hear that a couple weeks ago? They're like, we're finally making these packages microwavable now. And I'm like, people have been microwaving these for years, dude.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
Wait a minute. It's
so much. All the cancer.
Yeah, no, it's like with Q-tips. It's like, wait a minute. You're not supposed to put these in your ears? Wait, what? It says it on the box.
Yeah, don't do that.
Man.
Incredible.
All right, Mike, what do you got? What do you got next?
So Jurassic Park, Spider-Man. Yes, adults. That was my jam. Freshman year of college was Adult Swim, Cowboy Bebop. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
Oh yeah, no, Adult Swim. What an amazing, just amazing thing Adult Swim was. It's so good. Like that, so much of my time has been spent watching Adult Swim.
My number 3, I'll go with Return of the Jedi.
Good one.
That came out when I was born. And I've told this story before that I watched the original trilogy out of order. I watched Return of the Jedi first, and then went to Empire, then went to New Hope.
Oh, you watched it absolutely backwards. Like, not even out of order.
Just because I saw Return of the Jedi first, and I'm like, I really like this.
How did we get here? Okay, well, how did we get there?
Well, no, because when you're like 4 years old and you're putting concepts together of like time and continuity, and it's like, doesn't he already know that's his dad? Why is he acting like he doesn't? Why don't they have any screen time together? Why is he alive? Why is that guy?
Sister?
That dude was a ghost. Why is he just an old man now?
He wasn't hardly in the last movie. Like, what?
He was in Carpenter.
Don't they know they're brother and sister? Why are they kissing? No, I got a soft spot for Return of the Jedi. I know it's technically not the best of that old series, but
That's for you.
And it's weirdly too like how I grew up, because like when I was a kid, Return was my absolute favorite. But then like as I grew up, like it became my least favorite of the original trilogy. Like, and just because of teddy bears. But
also,
my
dad loved to just imitate Jabba the Hutt's laugh just to make me laugh. So I think that's part of it too. I got a fondness of it because my dad just had a ball making me laugh about that movie when I was a kid. Yeah. Bill Hader does a great job of the HUD impression, by the way. It's like
He does. I agree.
Isakapukakata.
Bill Hader does a lot of good things in terms of impersonations.
My number 3, it's not going to be a shock to Max, I don't think, but it is Private Parts.
That is a shock. I thought you were going to say Ace Ventura.
That's number one.
Coming up.
I keep
shock.
on waiting for you to
Placement of
say
Ace Ventura is going to surprise you. I've been a fan of his since 1997. To watch him go from shock jock to the best interviewer in the world, which he is now, has been a fun ride. And I love this movie. It's so funny. It's one of the first movies to star. Why am I blanking on his name? Pig Vomit. What's his name? Paul Giamatti. Oh God, he's so good in this movie as the program director.
I love Paul Giamatti. That guy's so good.
Right. But it's one of those movies. Again, if I put it on, I'm gonna laugh, and it's gonna put me in a better mood. But Justin, what's your number 2?
Number two was A Muppet Christmas Carol. I can't go any Christmas without watching that. It's like it's not Christmas unless I've watched it. I'm a big fan. I'm right there with you, Jen.
I can't. I watched all the extended versions back to back, and it broke me for Lord of the Rings.
That'll do that. That's too much. I love all the movies individually. Like Marcus Cinema does it right, and I'm going to pivot from Christmas Carol because I like Lord of the Rings better. But every year you can go and see the extended editions like in theaters, and they do it 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, like Fellowship, Two Towers,
Right.
Return of the King. I think
A
it's
proper
that,
marathon.
Yeah,
I want to
What?
do that with you because I've never seen them.
I'll have to Google it. I'm pretty sure they do it every year. I'll have to find out.
Marcus,
You never seen any of the Lord of the Rings, or just the extended editions?
Okay, you're going to be
Marcus
you're gonna
closed?
vomit. I'm pretty sure I've said this on here before. I've seen the first Hobbit, and
Oh.
I've fallen asleep watching Fellowship of the Rings like 12 times.
I mean, and like Fellowship is solid for me. Two Towers is where it's at. Just all the best stuff happens in that movie, and then like the third one, I don't even remember the title of it, and it's just too much CG. It's way too much for me. I think they lost something not using actual sets and stuff, but Space.
I'm sure I like Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings.
Don't tell
I
me.
dug The Hobbit, so I mean, I should like Lord of the Rings. I've heard it's
It's
better.
good. It all looks great. I mean, yeah, but like,
Hey, real quick, Max, you said Marcus Cinema is closing? Did I hear that right?
no, they're closed. I thought they closed.
Who did?
I don't think so. I
Marcus
was just
Cinema?
there last week.
Oh, you were there? Okay, I thought they closed. I heard they closed.
They are closing some locations, I think. But I'm hoping the one I could be misremembering it. I watched Five Nights at Freddy's there just whenever that came out.
At,
Well,
like,
Justin,
on
I hate
23.
to hate to tell you this, but that Marcus is actually haunted.
Yeah,
You were in a ghost cinema.
I was dead the whole time.
For 3 hours at a time.
Really quick, I want to get back to Muppet Christmas Carol because that's a solid pick, Justin.
That
And someone on Twitter, because I'm not calling it X, someone on Twitter a couple weeks back was saying like, what's a genre of movie that you would want to come back in a big way? And I'm like, classic literature featuring the Muppets.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Muppet Treasure Island,
I was real
Muppet
close to
Christmas
putting
Carol.
on the list. Yeah.
Let's get Muppet, I don't know, Catcher in the Rye or some shit. I don't know.
Lord of the Flies.
Oh
Muppet.
my
Lord of the
God.
Flies.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Muppet Lord of the Flies would be good.
Awesome.
Where is my
Just
Muppet
missed
less than
me on a
zero?
spit.
Okay, I believe we have a remake revolution in the makes here, in the works. Like pitch a Muppet
Whatever.
classic literature movie.
Muppet Madame Bovary.
Oh.
Just Miss Piggy and a string of infidelities.
I mean, they
True
made Happy
crime.
Time Murders. I'm sure they can make that too.
Yeah. All right. My number 2 is Snatch.
Nice. Good one.
Dude, so great. I love that movie. It's a lot of fun. Just so quotable. So many fun moments in that movie. The music is great. It was that guy.
Richie.
I almost said Guy Fieri. I'm like, I know that's not right.
He's cooking up them hits.
No, that's his catchphrase, isn't it? Snatch!
Bye, Jennifer. We love you too.
Bye,
Take care, Jen.
Snatch.
Oh my goodness.
Flavor Town.
Yeah.
Right next to Snatch.
What's that in your trousers, Tommy? Is it Flavor Town?
Can we end this now?
Suggest.
We're not
Can
going
I
to
get out of this conversation?
Let's
This
go home.
conversation end?
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
Mr. Hole.
God. Oh,
Lots of
drive.
good shorts in this.
Dives and drive. Man.
Yes.
There's certainly a dive.
Yes. Yeah, right. So Snatch. Brad Pitt, friggin' wonderful in that movie. So good. And then even once you because the first time I saw that movie, I did not understand anything anybody was saying. It's very British. Once you catch on to what's going on, it's so good.
It's very British, and Brad Pitt's trying to do a British accent, so it's equally huh?
Yeah, it's it's a beautiful mess.
He's trying.
He's trying real hard.
He's just all that matters.
Oh man, that was great.
I need to watch it. I've never seen it.
You've never seen Snatch? Oh my god, I want to watch Snatch with you.
It's all good.
I watched Lord of the Rings with Justin. I watched Snatch with you.
There you go.
I'm just making weights all over the place.
All right, yeah, I'll bring over Snatch one of these days.
Guy Fieri's Snatch.
It sounds even funnier when you say it.
Him in his red car with a Snatch t-shirt on.
Dude, it's freaking convertible,
He wears he'd wear the hat that Brad Pitt has, but it won't stick because his spiky hair is always his frosted tips.
Oh my
the hat
goodness.
propped up. Oh man, we're on number 2, right?
Yes.
More man.
For me, my number 2 was the original 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, good pull. Good pull.
I loved it as a kid just because I was a turtle kid and still am a turtle kid to some degree. But now as an adult, I watch this. I'm like, there is some serious family drama going on in here. That is,
yeah.
These turtles make me cry.
And, it's like you watching the cartoon of Ninja Turtles, and then this movie comes out, and Raph gets messed up, and you're like, wait a minute, is he gonna die?
Yeah.
That one messed me up as a kid. Not as bad as Transformers because he didn't. But,
Shredder is truly terrifying in that. He's like a cult leader basically for teenagers, and he's abusive and manipulative and is brutal. As I got older and I got more into the Mirage comic books, the original source material for the Turtles, I'm like, okay, I see what they were trying to do with the 1990 movie now. It was this cool marriage of the comic and, some of the lightheartedness of the cartoon, but not too lighthearted that it's overly wacky. That was in the sequels.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that first Turtles movie, it's the gold standard. And again, going back to Twitter, I put out that tweet there. They savaged my boys critically in 1990. I was like, this got a rotten score from critics. But I'm like... But aged like a fine wine over time.
Yeah, and when you think about those dudes in that suit,
those poor dudes,
right? Good God, that must have been awful.
Well, apparently,
too.
That might have actually been another issue too. Is that their workers' rights were being violated to some degree during that production, which sucks.
Oh my God, yeah.
But at the time, it was the most financially successful indie film, technically. So
to think of it, that's cool though, because it was an indie comic book, and that indie film, Ninja Turtles,
well, because no big studio wanted to touch it because they're just like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
They're turtles.
No one in their heyday, no one got it.
Is a rat, but they're turtles. No, it's I can definitely see passing on that one. I can't fault someone too bad.
So quotable though. So many quotable, and of course the best Casey Jones ever.
Yes,
very
hands
good.
down.
I met him once. I met Elias Koteas in New York City when I was living there. He showed up. My friend was like, "Is that Robert De Niro?" Because he kind of looks like De Niro a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You squint.
And I was kind of drunk, and I'm like, no, that's Casey Jones, dude. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go up and say hi. Please don't let me call him Casey Jones. Like, you gotta come with me. You can't let me go up and be like, Casey Jones.
Casey Jones! Oh my god!
I like the idea of your friend just like being behind him, being like, "Don't do it.
Don't call him Casey Jones."
You're like,
Dude, I just watched him
and
on.
he like grabs you.
I just watched him on the show Goliath with Billy Bob Thornton. If nobody out there hasn't seen that show, watch it. It's so good. But yeah. Oh,
You want to watch the anti Casey Jones? Watch Crash from David Cronenberg.
Hmm.
You want to see a freaky out there Casey Jones?
Yeah, I watched the
He
movie
loves
one
Max
time. And I was
Cronenberg.
okay.
If you've ever wanted to see Casey Jones and James Spader make out, Crash is for you.
What a weird, like, not weird, but what an interesting, like, hey, this is the thing in there.
That's my selling point. You want to watch Casey Jones and James Spader kiss? Crash.
I do love James Spader, so I will check that out for sure. My number 2, and I cannot believe I don't own this on Blu-ray. I'm so disappointed at myself. Is Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
There it
And
is.
yes, I have it on VHS.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm glad you don't have it on Blu-ray. Like,
Yeah.
that is the medium that you should be watching Ace Ventura.
Enjoy it in its original grainy analog format. Like, yeah.
Did you
There's something about it.
Did you see the re-release Evil Dead 2 in a limited VHS?
You sent the link for it, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
cool.
They're making a
That's
new
gonna-
VHS, but the format's kind of coming back, like nostalgia-wise. But this movie, I saw this movie so many times in the theater. It's stupid how many people I conned to take me to see this movie in the theaters. I saw it. The real number is 27 times. It's gotten exaggerated over the years, but I saw this
That's
movie.
still a lot.
No, 27 is the
minimum,
minimum,
the floor.
minimum. Maybe
Yeah.
it may be in like in the bad universe it was only 27 times. Like in this universe, it was more like 40.
That was a
I
weekend.
I used to
Yeah.
hate the sequel. The sequel has grown on me over the years. I like it a lot more now than I did then. It's just because the sequel was so different than the original.
Shikaka.
But dude, this movie still makes me laugh. It shouldn't make me laugh. I know all jokes are coming. I can recite the movie by heart. I could do a one-man show of this movie right now and wouldn't miss a line. And it still makes me laugh.
The sliding glass door bit still gets me every time, and also his I'm looking for Ray Finkel and a clean pair of shorts. Like, as a shotgun like comes up onto his cheekbone. It's like,
Now the cheerleading scene when he is in the insane asylum and he does the slow motion recap.
Yes.
Oh God! Every time I just freaking lose it.
Oh, the balloon!
what the hell is that?
Wow.
What just happened?
What a surprise!
What in the
It's-
ring situation are we got going on here?
Happy birthday to me? What has happened?
You drank some
You
water.
win. You won, Mike. Apparently you picked the Ninja Turtles best movie we've talked about.
I get-
You win.
No, did someone do something?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
If that's a thing we can do, I don't know how to do it.
We've
went
been
to
hacked.
your
I
house.
want to do it
I
again.
went to your house and released like 33 balloons.
That was
just
weird.
now.
99 red balloon.
I was like, what the hell is that? But no, Ace Ventura. The balloon. Consider that the balloons were for Ace Ventura.
That's crazy. All right, that's still Witcher 2.
Or one. Right?
One.
You won?
One, yeah,
Number
one.
one.
Sorry.
This is a surprise to no one, but Two Towers. Two Towers is my favorite Lord of the Rings movie of all time.
Best
The
one.
fight in Moria is my favorite. Or no,
Dude, Helm's
Deep. Sorry,
Helm's Deep is so good.
The elves show up, and I know it's not even in the book, but like the elves showing up always gives me I get goosebumps. It's so good.
Dude, Helm's Deep got me into Dungeons and Dragons. I was like, such a great movie. Like,
The massive
so
army
good.
that's like, oh man, that was everything childhood Justin wanted in a fight. Like just 300 people against 1 billion, and you can't win, and you're so.
And this gave us full on Gollum. Like he was hinted at in the first film. Obviously, you get only glimpses of him here and there, but like here you get to see him on full display. Andy Serkis in his mocap glory, and also like made the character really tragic.
Yep.
Yeah, you felt for Gollum for sure. Or Smeagol.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, I think it's the best one of the Lord of the Rings. Let me know when you guys are watching. I might come over for that one. When you're doing your watch through. My number one is The Dark Knight.
Nice. Good call. Good pull. Good pull.
Yeah, no, Heath Ledger's Joker. Best one. I mean, I'm sorry. Just the best one. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. It's Christian Bale. It was solid Batman. Friggin' if everything had gone right in the universe and Heath Ledger hadn't died, the movie this movie was building up to was going to be epic. But it was just so good. It was such a different take on it, and on the Joker, on his interaction with Batman. Like it's so good.
Yeah, totally agree. It was great.
Yeah, really solid. Just a solid thriller on its own.
Yeah.
Take the comic book side out of it. It's just like, yep, this is Dirty Harry and that's Scorpio, clearly.
Would you like to see him hide a pencil?
Magic trick. Also very quotable as well. To a sickening degree, as in like, don't quote me The Dark Knight. I've heard it. I've heard it many, many times. Not
the
from
score
Max,
was
but
great too.
from everybody else.
Yeah.
The score's really great, yeah. Nice. All right. My numero uno. Well, speaking of Dirty Harry and Scorpio, this is the movie that like really switched my brain on to being like, I really appreciate the craft of filmmaking a lot more now as an adult. Zodiac from David Fincher. I've watched that a lot, not just for enjoyable or entertaining purposes, but also to like just watch what he does in terms of shots, in terms of setting up the frame, in terms of like pacing of really, really tense reenactments of murders. And also I just kind of like that it was the first movie that I kind of switched on. I'm like, oh, there's no happy ending. I'm fine with that because it's based on true events that didn't end happily or that were left wide open and unresolved. So we got to sit with that. So, no, great performances all around from Jake Gyllenhaal. Robert Downey Jr. is really, I consider this to be one of his best performances. This and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He's fine in those Iron Man movies, but like,
love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Has anybody seen Chaplin with him? I've heard that's really good too.
No, I want to.
I want to. Yeah. No, he's a tremendous talent, but I like him in this. He's more subdued, but still has some eccentric moments as this reporter. And Mark Ruffalo in it as well as just this beaten down detective. Like he just is over this Zodiac killer case throughout the years. And like all David Fincher movies, everyone shows up in bit roles. Like you got Goose from Top Gun is his partner.
Now that you've actually said your number one, a part of me wanted you to be like the movie that got me into filmmaking, Cars. I don't know why, like that was the first.
Oh my God, Cars is so bad. First off, Cars ripped off the plot of Doc Hollywood with Michael J. Fox.
I want to make sure you got your thing out before I ruined it.
Well, let's see, Jason, lay it on us.
My number one
Scream.
is not only my number one favorite movie out of the ones I've seen the most, it is my favorite movie currently to date. I love this movie so much. I fell in love with the cast, and I love the main actress in this movie, and that is The Big Sick. This movie is fucking great. And anybody out there that hasn't seen this yet, I highly recommend it. Zoe Kazan, everything she is in, she is great in. I even watched the she said about Weinstein, about the reporters that busted out the Weinstein story. She was so good in that too. I love her. I love this. Kumail Nanjiani hasn't made anything quite this good since he made this movie, but everything that he appears in, I love.
Oh, dude, he was in the Eternals, wasn't he?
Less said about that movie, the better.
Oh, come on.
Even I think I'm pretty much the only one out of this group that thoroughly hated that movie.
It's fine.
I was indifferent. I've not watched The Big Sick though. I gotta watch it.
You should watch it. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, it's really good. Ray Romano, a guy that I've not been a fan of my entire life. Right, I dislike his voice. He is incredible in this movie.
Doesn't everybody love Ray though?
Not me, and apparently not Eminem and the funny people.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Thank you.
I couldn't do it, man. I went and saw Ice Age in the theater by myself when it came out. I don't know why. And if you don't like Ray Romano's voice, that movie is just like nails on a chalkboard because his voice is in the entire movie.
I love the idea of you just being like, no one's gonna go with me to Ice Age. All right, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
I will say I like his turn into more dramatic stuff recently. Like he was in Big Sick. He had like a bit part in The Irishman.
I like him in
like
that too.
Like,
wasn't he in that porno show?
what was it? Oh yeah, he had like no. It was another HBO show. It didn't last long, I don't think.
No, but like he was playing like somebody not Ray Romano.
Very un-Ray-ish. Yeah.
No, it's the same thing. Kevin James did with Becky. I like seeing Kevin James in a different kind of role too. I don't know if you guys have seen Becky. I highly recommend checking that out too.
Yeah, I dig that too. Like Kevin James. I don't know if you've seen Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
But I hate that movie. I still have PTSD.
I knew that was where he was going, and I wasn't ready.
I like Kevin James too, like in general, but I'm saying like the movie Becky, he's like legitimately good in it. It's about a home invasion. He plays the villain, and it's really good. I highly recommend it.
Wait a minute, what just happened? Max just got dropped from the chat.
Jason kicked him out.
Jason kicked him out. Okay, I was like, I was about to say, it's like, I was like, did he get these?
The balloons
and kick.
I was about to be like, yeah, when are we getting balloons?
That is up there with Independence Day 2 of movies that I absolutely hate.
Oh, I know it. I just like to talk about anything because you love everything. So like when you don't like something,
it's a legit special moment when
I do like a lot of things, but I also know when to recommend stuff to certain people. I'm pretty good at that.
You're like Lysol. You're like 99.9% of all things you like.
Max, have you
0.01%.
Have you tried the Good Burger at Arby's yet?
I don't go to Arby's.
They have the meats though.
Yeah, but they don't have my business.
Hey Max,
they have some kind of meat.
Is this something you're excited about, Max?
Urkel saves Santa. No, I hate Christmas. Like I'm so Grinchy. Like I mean, like I'm happy Jalil's getting to work. You know, like I don't want to take away from that dude. But will I be watching Urkel Saves Christmas? Most likely not.
We should have a watch party.
Dude, I was so happy they made Violent Night, so I actually have 2 movies to watch during Christmas time. Like I can watch Die Hard and Violent Night.
That's a good double feature right there. That's a very good.
They have Isn't John Woo's got a movie? Silent Night is coming out from John Woo.
It's like a ninja movie.
It's like an Christmas action film, but like a dead serious Christmas action film.
Well, and we'll see if it gets recommended to me. I'm definitely not going to go see it like first. You know, like if somebody tells me about it, and I'm like, okay, I'll give that a watch.
Right.
Maybe I'll get there, but I don't Christmas. Like I hate everything about Christmas.
Oh, it's a Christmas Taken. Holy cow!
Ooh, Dr. Zhivago.
Jennifer's back.
Hey,
hey,
Dr. Zhivago.
That's a solid.
I have not seen that one, but my brother was named after that actor.
Oh, solid.
Nice, nice factoid. Well, everybody, we've said it all. We've got a lot of stuff here that's going to be released as shorts. So follow us. Thank you guys so much for the support. It's been incredible. And remember, hit that subscribe button. Enter into our giveaways. Mission Impossible 7.
Did I miss the Manscaped?
No, we don't have that read officially yet.
Oh.
I mean, you can mention it. I don't care. We're not getting paid if you.
Yeah, no, I don't. I only nerd shit for free. I don't do work for free.
We can redo it. We'll go back and be like, did I miss the paid promotion?
All right. Well, sorry. I was late today, so I was like, man, if I missed the first one, that was
no. We'd all be celebrating the first read we've ever had in that regard.
We'd all be
everybody have a
shockingly
great night.
refreshed.
Yeah.
All right, recycling.
Very smooth.